I didn't grow up on CHH, so it was like that era I didn't really get to personally experience. So
what are you most looking forward to at Holy Smoke this year, man?
Anything that indie artists have questions about, we have panels about. The goal is to give indie artists as much info as possible.
You toured with John Crist, and he went through kind of a thing at one point. He was scheming with them.
When that joint happened, I immediately was like, I need to be with him. You're not gonna understand it now. It's gonna hurt right now. You're gonna see that God was with you and walking with you, and God loves you. Bro, when I was coming up, to get anything from anybody, you had to be cool with the certain people. And if you weren't, you wasn't getting access to nothing.
The whole music industry changed when we came in. When streaming came, the industry changed again.
Don't limit yourself to just this. If they feel called to just this, that's different. But I'm like, if you think that this is all there is, I promise you there's way more than you think.
Let's get the people what they want. The Wade-O Radio Show.
It's your boy DJ Wade-O. Welcome to another episode. If you've not already done so, please like, subscribe, share, notifications, all of that good stuff will help people find out about it. If you're listening just audio, leaving a review will go a long way. So I really appreciate that support. And for those of you who have done that, thank you. All right. I actually have someone who does something very similar to me, but he's one of my favorite people who do it, right? You've probably seen him on tour with No Big Deal, Dude Perfect, Lecrae. You've probably heard the numerous records that he has put out, and it's crazy because he's just getting started. DJ Mykael V is here with us, my brother.
Boy. Long overdue, man. This is a full circle moment.
This is beyond long overdue, bro.
Yeah, this is very fire.
Yeah,
I love this a lot, actually. This is dope.
Hey, man, it's good to have you here, bro. How you doing?
I'm good, bro. I'm actually very happy to be here, for real. Like, legit. This is really a pleasure and an honor, bro. I went from watching people do this at Jar Rockin', and I'm doing it. It's crazy.
Man, I definitely appreciate that, bro. So, man, how have you been, bro? I mean, it's like you got a brief minute where you home.
Yeah.
But it's like you living on the road these days.
I literally got home yesterday.
See?
Like I landed last night, like legit.
Yeah.
Man, God's been good, bro. Literally, I've been traveling. Just got off tour with KB and Dill and Limo and RG. You know, that was super dope.
How was that Glory Nights, man?
Bro, that was actually, I was telling Alex, he's in the background, but he was also on the tour with us.
Yeah.
But that felt like, I've never been to college before, but it felt like I was in college because we were all on the same bus. KB had his own bus with Trick and all them. Yep. But it was like, on our bus was like Limo, me, Dill, RG, Alex, Steven, all these people. It was like, bro, it felt like
shenanigans.
It was the best. Yeah, no,
that sounded like shenanigans,
bro,
right there.
It was shenanigans galore, but it was so fire. Like, it was, it felt like it was like summer in high school.
Yeah,
it felt great. Yeah, it was super dope, man. Like, the people that came out, the shows that happened, everything that we got to do it was very dope.
Were you? I went to the Charlotte tour stop.
Yeah.
And I remember one of the things KB said during the meet and greet, right? Someone just asked him about, his progression of his career, I guess.
Yeah.
And he was just like, I did not envision us doing rooms this big. And when they brought this idea to me, I was just like, we can't fill this up. Like, we was just barely filling up 300 people rooms, and now it's like 1,200, 2,000 some places. Like, just talk about that piece of it, because you see this from a lot of different vantage points with as much touring as you do.
Yeah, bro, it's the crowds. The crowds are great. Like, the rooms are really dope too. That we're able to be in and out of those joints. Like, some are 1,200 cap rooms, some are 2,500 cap rooms.
Yeah.
And for the most part, like the bigger part of that tour was sold out. Like, the bigger venues were sold out of that tour, which is super dope. I love it, man. I think the bigger the crowd, the better the experience to me.
Yeah. I mean, that reminded me of Unashamed tour back in the day. I ain't gonna lie to you,
man. I wish I would have been around for that. I was alive back then, but I'm saying, like, I wish I would have been able to experience. Because I didn't grow up like that. I didn't grow up Christian, or like, I didn't grow up on CHH. So it was like that era I didn't really get to personally experience. So when I hear stories like that and see videos, they were doing like 8,000 arenas, like 8,000 seater arenas, like 6,000 seater arenas. Yeah, and I was like, dang, bro, what happened? I'm playing.
They just stopped.
Yeah,
that's
facts.
what's that. I mean,
Facts.
it's
also like the fan base changed. Like a lot happened. A lot happened.
There was a lot.
Yep. That just can't be replicated, bro.
Yep. The crazy part is it started. They were just doing churches, bro.
Yeah.
Like the very front end of it was just like straight churches, and then it turned into a whole other.
Yeah, it was a movement, man. Like that's, and I hope the people that hear this let the hearer understand.
Yeah,
that's when 116 was a movement.
Yeah,
not that it's not now, but I'm saying like again, let the person who's listening understand. That's when 116 was like a movement. Like and they were going crazy.
Yeah, it was different. It was definitely a different time, man. Definitely a different time. Okay, man. So speaking of movements, Indie Tribe, man, y'all got the fest coming up.
Yeah, I'm hype about that.
You got Bodega 2 coming up.
Very hype about that as well.
Which one are you more excited about?
I'm more excited for the fest. Okay. I'm excited for both equally, but for different reasons.
Yeah.
So the fest is just what I feel like Holy Smoke is for us. Like us is what like Flavor Fest and like the other joints were for me when I was coming up. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Like going like saving money, getting a hotel, hitting up 5, 6, 7 people to get in one hotel room. Like, yo, we got to go to this.
Right.
Like, meeting people, like meeting my favorite artists, like rubbing elbows, and even meeting people that I would work with in the future. Like some people do, but not a lot of people know. But I met Dill at Flavor Fest. That's how we got connected.
I didn't know that. Yeah. Wow.
So it was just like a lot of connections that have been fruitful for me in my life came from going to things like this.
Yeah. That's dope. What are you most looking forward to at Holy Smoke this year, man?
I say the same thing every year because it's always beneficial, but it's called Indie Institute.
Yep.
And it's where we hold I think 3 to maybe 4 panels about music, like just covering the music industry overall, like whether that be through DSPs, all these like anything that indie artists have questions about, we have panels about with people like Rodney Jerkins and people from Apple and people from ASCAP and BMI and the goal is to give indie artists and just creators in general as much info as possible.
Yeah.
That can help them carry on, have more longevity in their career. That's my favorite part outside of like just experiencing the whole thing, seeing people perform, seeing people who spent the money and all that stuff to get out there. Like it feels great to see them. And by them, I mean fans come experience, but not only experience, make friends, make memories, stuff like that. That's always, that's the fire part to me. Like that's the part that I'm like, I hope that, it's gonna sound corny, but I hope God puts an extra gem in my crown for us doing that. Like, because it really brings us joy, man. Like, and I hope that we can sharpen other believers and artists that come to that. That's always the goal.
I think that giving back piece of it, man, is like, I'm gonna say this. I think for a long time in our space, knowledge was held like this.
Oh, for sure, bro. When I was coming up, bro, to get anything from anybody, you had to be cool with the certain people. And if you weren't, you wasn't getting access to nothing. Because that's when back then it was like 116, We Live as Kings,
Dream Junkies,
that era? RMG, and then in Lamp Mode.
Yeah.
But those were all different. Everybody was somewhat
Humble Beast probably in there too.
Yes. No, 100%.
Yeah.
Those like top 6 or 7 joints, and they were all surface level cool. But it's like you had to kind of stick to one.
Good way to put it.
Yeah, like you had to stick to one joint, and that's what you had access to. But it's like now it's not like that.
I love hearing people describe those different eras.
Yeah, bro.
And seeing if it matches my same
No, bro. Legit. And it's crazy because now kids, like, not kids, but people that are coming up now, they're like, yo, Mykael, like, you're so helpful. Like, you're like, yo, like, you're so, like, you have an open hand. And I'm like, because when I was coming up, I didn't have that.
Bro.
So I want people to have that because I didn't have that.
Yeah, I think I was talking to one of my radio contemporaries about this the other day. the fear that a lot of creatives have, and this is why they don't want to share information and want to share connections.
Yeah.
They don't want to help people. The fear is, oh, they're going to take my spot.
Yeah.
Oh, they're going to.
Yeah. Well, back then that could have been a reality.
You know what though?
Back then, not now. Back then.
I say honestly, I'm gonna be real with you, bro. Looking back on it, it wasn't though.
Yeah.
We thought it was.
Yeah.
Because things were so new.
Yeah.
So many people were still pioneering stuff. Like my generation, we look at, cross movement, gospel gangsters, Stephen Wiley, like that's even multiple generations right there. But we all look at them as pioneers, not realizing that the whole music industry changed when we came in.
Yep.
Like when iTunes came.
Yeah, that was a whole different.
And you didn't have to have your stuff in stores, the music, and it was a whole new world.
Yeah.
Right? Then
10 years later, it was streaming.
Yep. When streaming came, the industry changed again.
Yeah.
And it was a whole new world. So it was like, it's like nobody was taking your spot. Like, honestly, bro, wasn't nobody taking Lecrae's spot.
Yeah. Well, he was like the apex. Like there's a certain group that I felt like it was untouchable.
Nobody was taking Thizzle's spot. Who got that story from that era?
Okay, no, you're right.
You see what I'm saying?
I think what I was more so saying is like maybe it's not the spot. Maybe it's attention.
Yeah.
Maybe there wasn't enough attention. Like there was only so much. Because back then, the reason why there was
only so much attention to go around.
But also the space was so small. Like the fan base. Like if you weren't a 116 or a Humble Beast, nobody was really. Because even with We Live as Kings, like that's the type of thing. To me, I'm like, oh, you have to know about that. But back then, I was like, if you didn't know. You didn't know because they weren't, you know what I'm saying?
But here's the thing.
Same thing with Dream Junkies. Like, if you didn't know, you didn't know.
You didn't know until
you found out.
They did what they did, though.
100%. 1,000%.
That's why I think there was, I just look back on it a little bit. I'm just like, there was more space than we gave credence for.
I can agree with that. Yeah.
Because here's the thing. I think this current era is proving it.
Yeah.
When you put yourself out there more, there's a chance for new fans who mess with you to connect with it. But I don't think we looked at it like that.
Yeah, I can agree to that.
I can agree to that. Hey, man, it's only 10 people booking for these festivals. I can't give the festival connect.
That's a fact. That's really how it was, though. That's really how it was. Back then, people
actually wasn't even 10. It was less than that.
Like people would hold things close to chest because they thought that there's limited space.
There's limited space, bro.
And I don't want my spot taken. So yeah, but that's how I came up, and now it's not like that no more. To me, at least.
Yeah, I think it's a little different. I mean, you still
also
get a
the
space
is bigger. I feel like there's so many artists, so many different.
It's expanding, bro.
Genre, like there's so many. Like now we're slowly trying to become an ecosystem. Which is great.
Yeah, you can. I actually feel like somebody can get really big.
Yeah.
And you not even know it until they're big because social media is so widespread now.
Yep.
So unless you're checking everything,
you're not like. There's probably people
that's popping,
going crazy. You have no idea about. Yeah.
Yep. And then you look and you like, they got 50,000 followers on this thing.
Yeah. How? I don't know about them. And it's like, oh, well, you're not.
You're not tapped into that stream.
Yep.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. So it's different. Exactly. Yeah. So it's good stuff, man. Okay. So I didn't realize this. I didn't know you didn't grow up going to church, bro.
Yeah, nah, that wasn't my streak.
Man, what was your so this was in New York.
Yeah.
What was childhood in New York like for you, man?
So I have both my parents in my house. My parents had me at a young age.
Yeah.
So they didn't really raise me. What I mean by that is like when it comes to always being at the crib, teaching me things, that wasn't them because they was working. I had them both in the crib. They raised me, but my grandmother, who is what I say raised me, is because everything that she's instilled in me is still held here to this day.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I always say my grandmother raised me because of that. But I was raised by my parents and my grandmother, and she was a worship leader in the church.
Okay.
So I would go to church with her, but I didn't grow up in church. So here's what I mean by that. I didn't grow up going to church every Sunday. Like some of my friends are like, yo, my parents, they wouldn't let me watch Pokemon because it was demonic. Like I'm like, hey bro, can't relate. Like I didn't get put on to like, you know what I'm saying? Like I didn't get put on to like 116 and like cross movement and like I didn't I just grew up on regular hip hop.
You said I know about Dipset and G Unit.
No, 100%. And Wu-Tang, you know what I'm saying? And stuff like that. But it's like I didn't grow up on Lecrae and stuff like that. My entry into CHH was formerly known. That was like my first joint, formerly known Gravity era. That was like that was my entry.
Yeah, so that's like let me see if I can remember that.
That's like 2009, 2010.
That's what I was gonna say.
Yeah.
That was definitely yeah. Nah, that might have been like 2011, bro.
Maybe.
Formerly
I mean,
known.
Regardless, that's when I came in. Whatever year that was, that was my entry.
Cause Rebel was 08. Rehab was probably 09.
Yeah, whatever Gravity and formerly known
Gravity
was.
2010. Yeah, 2010, 2011.
That's when
you're right.
That's the circle I came in.
You're right. Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, like growing up like that.
What brought you to that though? Like what?
So my best friend Ricky, like you know Rick Harmony, right?
Yeah.
Rick, So that's my best friend. He has known me since I was a kid.
Yep.
And my best friend to this day. So he is a Christian rapper, and he was Christian rapping back then.
Yep.
And I was still not saved then, but we went. This is when I had moved to Jersey. We went to the same youth group. So I was
part of Jersey?
South Jersey, like AC, Atlantic County area.
Yep.
And we had gone to the same youth group. He was older than me. He is older than me. And I was just a delinquent kid. And he was like trying to disciple me. So we would hang out all the time. And he put me on to like Dizzle and like Flame and Lecrae and there were certain people that I was like, I don't like this. This is not cool to me. Like, nah, because I didn't he understood it. I didn't understand it. I was like, what sounds dope? And it was like Lecrae and Andy. I was like, oh, this is fire. And I really gravitated towards Andy. I was like, oh, this is hard. Like, I like this. And that's kind of how I came into CHH was with like Ricky just playing the music around me. And I'm like, bro, this is dope. Like, I remember the first song he showed me was like Thistle, like when this beat drop, boy, I'm about to snap off.
Yeah, that snap off was hard.
Yeah,
that snap off was hard, bro.
Yeah, so I all that stuff like he put me onto, and he would just play it in the car repeatedly. So when he would play it in the car, it would just kind of get embedded in my head, and I'm like, oh, this is hard. And then eventually I got saved and started listening to it more, and then that was our commonality of interest was CHH, which is crazy, super crazy.
So who would you say influenced you as a on the DJ aspect of it? Like when did you get into DJing and that part of the music? Like in
CHH, or you mean in general?
Nah, just in general.
So when it came to DJing, I was looking at it more of like, yo, like my reference points were like DJ Premier, Funk Flex, Camilo, like all these people. But then when I came in,
people outside of the tri-state don't understand Camilo, bro.
Not at all.
My God.
Like not at all. But people like that, like, and then I started discovering like DJ Official, DJ Promo, DJ Why Not, like all these people, and I'm like, oh, this is like a thing, like, and I remember like,
bro, I got this video. I'm sorry to cut you off.
No, you good.
This was, I think, one of the last times I remember being around Official. The iPad was brand new.
Yeah.
And he had the DJ joint on there.
Yeah.
And he was DJing on the iPad. It was me, him, and Why Not. We was at Faith Fellowship one night.
Oof.
And just
legendary night.
Just messing around. And I remember, like, Fish was so nice, bruh. Anytime he would be around, I didn't like DJing.
Yeah.
Because I had imposter syndrome for real.
Yeah. And I met him once. He's amazing.
Bro.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah.
But yeah, I had people like you and Promote and Why Not and Official, and I was like, oh, like, this can be a thing. And I just felt like the reason why I really got into it the way I am, how I am now, is I felt like there was a lot of presence missing in the space at that time that I was like, I know I can fill that spot, and I know that God put that in my heart, and I'm going to do that eventually.
You've done it.
And, yeah, God has allowed me to be where I'm at for as long as I'm at by his grace. So I'm thankful. You know what I'm saying? Like, but I remember, like, seeing Why Not DJ at Choir the Fire.
Too. Yeah.
And I've seen him live.
That was his space, bro.
And I was like, bro, you're a legend. Like, I remember seeing, I remember like just being over his shoulder, like just watching everything he did. And that same weekend is when I met Official.
Okay.
And then I kind of carried his turntables in and like helped him set up type stuff. Like, you know, some real like understudy vibes.
Was that the Uno Seis Acquire the Fire? Was it that one?
I think so. That was when Lecrae had dropped Gravity. So he was headlining, and he had performed a lot of Gravity stuff. It was him, Nate, Official, and then Andy was there as well. Yes, Andy was there.
Yeah, there was one of them Acquire the Fires. I remember they did Uno Seis, and it was like
Pandemonium.
It was brand new.
Yeah, Pandemonium.
Yeah.
Pandemonium.
Yeah. Yeah, that's nuts. That's beautiful though.
I cherish those memories all the time.
Yeah,
those are good memories.
Yeah. So making music for you, man. Where did that part start?
Like I said, I felt like there was things missing in the space, and I was like, I feel like I could fill that space, and I would hear things and see things, and I'm like, man, this isn't being done, or these collabs aren't happening. I'm like, I wanna make these things happen, and if nobody listens, I don't care. Like I did it, like you know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So I remember the first joint I ever put out was like a joint with I think it was with Ricky, but my first official joint I ever put out, it was Miles Out with Alano Adon, who was Flo at the time, and then Wonder Why, and that joint kind of went crazy for the time that it went crazy on SoundCloud and stuff, and I was like, oh, like I have an ear for this, because people liked it, and I was like, oh, like people like what I'm hearing in my head is sought after.
Yeah, people
so
digging
like,
it.
Yeah, so I'm like, I need to keep doing this, and I just kept on making music up until this day, man. Like I make it because I love it, but I like I said, like there's collabs that I want to see that don't happen, that need to happen, and there's sounds and things that I feel like are missing that should be in this space, and are in this space. Like that's where Bodega came from.
Yeah, like
I felt like there wasn't, and people get their panties in a bunch about this, but it's like I felt like there wasn't. Again, this is just me. But there wasn't really good boom bap, like mainstream boom bap that I felt like was consumable by everybody. And I was like, that's missing. Like I'm not saying there's nobody rapping. I'm not saying that's not being done. I'm saying it's not being done at an extremely high level. I feel like I can fill that void. So we started working on Bodega, and I was like, bro, we got to do only boom bap. Like I think it'd be great, because at the time I was listening to like Action Bronson and Larry June and Griselda, all these people, and I'm like, why don't we have this? Yeah. Like, and if we do, why isn't it done like super good, like from top to bottom? And I'm like, all right, I'm gonna do this. And then I hit up 95. That's the only person I knew to hit up, because I'm like, bro, he knew he is the sound, bro. So I'm like, let's get it, bro.
He's ridiculous with it too.
100%. And people don't know how legendary his run is, his catalog. Me and him are the same age. I'm 29. But he's done Dream Junkies, Belief, John Gives. Like he's done so many classic CHH beats that people don't know that he did. That
he wasn't putting that tag on it, bro.
100%. But now he is though. So, but like a lot of people did, like they don't know, bro. Like all that. So it's just I'm happy that I've gotten to team up with him and allow people to see the greatness that is 95. But that's like a part of the reason that we started the Bodega universe, was because it's just like, bro, like I feel like this isn't being done well, like, and I feel like it's missing, because at the time, which was like 2 years ago, it just felt like a lot of 808 boom bap. Everything sounded repetitive. I'm like, bro, I don't want to do that. I'm gonna completely turn left, and if it doesn't work, I don't care.
Who cares?
I like it.
Yeah, you like it. You like it. Yeah.
And it took off. Like a lot of people received it and were craving it, which was nuts. And it was just, to this day, it's super humbling, bro. I won Album of the Year that year. It was crazy, crazy.
I think this is such a good point, though. It's like, I think for a lot of creatives, they get to a space where they just like, I don't want to create because I don't think people will like this.
I don't care.
And it's just like, you got to see the creative process through. Like, you don't know. First of all, particularly if you're a Christian, you don't know where God is going to take it.
100%.
First and foremost. But secondly, you don't really know if people are going to like it until you put it out.
100%.
You don't know.
100%.
You can theorize, but you don't know.
There's people I feel like take themselves too serious, or it's like, I can't do this because if I do this, then I'm like, bro.
Yeah.
there's not that many people listening to you. I promise you can make a mistake.
Yeah.
If this is indeed a mistake, you can make that and improve. Yeah. The whole thing of like just waiting and I gotta wait in 6 months, 2 years, or whatever. I'm like, bro, come on, man. Let's not do that. Yeah. If you have it, drop it. If you think it's dope, drop it. Because that's what me and 95. I was like, bro, I think I love it. And if nobody listens to it, at least I know I love it. Like, a lot of people can't say that because they want to please the audience. They want to please the listener, which is cool. It's a great thing to do. I don't want to do that. Yeah. I want the listener to have a great experience. Sure. But I don't let that hinder or alter what I'm trying to do. Yeah. Like, at all.
Yeah. So this is interesting. So do you create solely for, hey, I'm just gonna make stuff that I like, or do you say, hey, I have a certain person in mind that I'm trying to talk to when I do this?
I think,
and I don't think there's anything wrong with either approach. Sure.
So I think I create for myself, but not like not selfishly. Like I mean, like I don't make the music just for me.
Well, if it was selfishly, you would never put it out.
Yeah, exactly. So I think I make it for me. I'm like, I think this would be dope. I'm gonna drop this. Yeah. And if nobody likes it. That's fine. Like I like it. Like that's it. Like it's kind of like if you like. There's people that crack jokes on me because I like my own Instagram posts.
That's good, man.
And they're like, yo, why you do that? I'm like, because if nobody else likes it, I like it. Yeah. Like it's me.
Are you an only child?
No, I have a sister.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'm very much like, all right, cool. Like if you don't like it, that's fine. Like but it's not like a bitter standpoint. Like, oh, you don't like it, whatever. I was like, no, like if you don't like it, I hope one day I make something you do like. But I like this, and I love how this sounds. Yeah. It's not like because there's some people that say that, and it's like a very like begrudging, bitter way of saying it. I'm like, nah. I mean, if you don't like it, that's fine. Like maybe one day I'll make something you like, but right now I'm making what I like.
So do you go back and listen to your old stuff?
Nah, I have. So
it's like for the moment.
Yeah. So like I think Alex could tell you, but I'm very when it comes to receiving compliments or like, yo, do you listen to your own stuff or like hyping myself? I don't do that. I'm just like I let it go and whatever it is, it is. Like whenever, because when Bodega won Album of the Year and stuff like that, my jaw dropped. I'm just like, it's hard for me to receive compliments because I'm very cautious about letting things get like of that nature get to my head. So I'm like, I never want to give it too much space. I acknowledge it, I appreciate it, but I never like live or bask in that. I'm like, all right, it is what it is. On to the next thing. Some people think that's healthy, some people think that's not. I just do it because I know how I am. So I'm like, all right, I'm acknowledge that. I'm humbled. Thank you so much. Time to go work on the next thing.
How do you feel when people are critical? Because you are creating in an era where everybody really feels like they got an opinion. Yeah, and here's the thing. And they feel like it matters.
It doesn't, but I
love it. I love it.
I think I think the older I get, the more I don't care.
Sure.
So the old me would care. Like if somebody dropped the video and they were being hypercritical and they missed something or like they just didn't get or understand what I was trying to do, I'd probably comment on them and be like, oh, yo, like, what do you mean? Nah, you're not paying attention. Like, and be defensive. And the older I get now, I'm just like, all right, like, cool. I'll take that with a grain of salt. And if your criticism is valid, I feel it's valid, I'll take it and run with it. If not, then I just let it, like, water off a duck's back, you know? Yeah. But, I mean, everybody has an opinion. I don't only accept the good ones because there's some people that'll be like, there's somebody that did this the other day. Like, they put Bodega and like, yo, like, this is my top 10 no-skip albums of all time. And it was like, Good Kid, Mad City. Like, it was like, I was among crazy.
That had to be humbling.
I was some crazy, like, top 10 joint. And I was like, I don't believe you. Thank you, though. I don't believe. I don't believe you think that. But if you do, thank you. But, like, stuff like that, it's hard for me to be like, oh, word? Like, I can't do that. But I take that stuff into account. And I'm like, oh, okay, people like the storytelling aspect of the album. Let's keep storytelling. Let's keep making moments. Like, let's expand on things and stuff like that.
Well, but think about it. You got the storytelling, the brand. Like, what's more? What is more New York boom bapish than Bodega?
Yeah, facts.
Like that's.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, facts.
So it's like, if that's really your thing, this is like Bodega's heaven.
Yeah, facts. Yeah. Yeah, we definitely, the brand is strong.
Yeah, I mean, I've told Dill this. I don't think I've ever told you this. I used to text Dill with this stuff all the time. Like, to me, the fact that y'all is in y'all 30s, but it's like I can hear the influence of all the artists I grew up on.
Yeah.
Like, I can hear the Tribe Called Quest. I can hear the Wu-Tang. I can hear the DJ Premier. Like, I love that.
Yeah.
Like, I'm just like even when I hadn't, bro, I don't think I've seen y'all perform in years.
Yeah.
Since before that tour.
Yeah.
So I'm listening to y'all do all them joints, and I'm seeing them go off, and I'm just like, yo, this is like the 90s in 2024 right now.
Yeah. I mean, we take notes from that a lot. I mean, because those are, to us, that's like the golden era of hip hop.
Yeah.
But we take it and make it new and more palatable for people in this generation. So,
Yeah. No, it's a beautiful thing, man. So, what can people expect from Bodega 2, man? I know you still working on it. Like,
yeah, bro. It's been
you told me this a couple weeks ago.
It's been
I know
a very
still
strenuous process. Not strenuous, but it's been a lot more difficult to work on Bodega 2 this time around than Bodega 1. And
why is that?
It's because we're just waiting on people to finish stuff, but also it's like we're also trying to, like, if I'm being real, what I'm waiting on is I don't feel emotionally connected to some of the music. And I need to feel that for me to drop it. Because if I don't, if I just make stuff without putting emotion in it, or I feel something from it, and I just put it out because like, oh, this is gonna work. I don't like that because I'm like, I don't feel emotionally connected to it, and I feel like the fans can feel that too. I feel like a lot of Bodega's success was people felt what I felt.
Yeah, they felt it.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, I need that to be a consistent thing.
So why? So talk to me about that. Why do you think that's missing? I've always felt that in your music.
So for me, I just think I've been hella busy, bro. Just touring and stuff like that. And it's been hard for me to sit down and really like think of, like, we've got the rollout done and stuff like that. Like we have a template, but I'm like, I got to connect to this music and the rollout. And I think when you connect to it emotionally, people feel that, and it translates more. So if you love it, I think other people will love it.
I know, man. It seemed like you connected emotionally to Tribe on the Move.
Yeah, that joint, man. Bro, I have a funny story about that joint, bro. Yeah. Like that joint almost didn't come out for reasons that, you know what I'm saying, but I won't say names, and I won't say anything, but there were some people that were like, X person, I don't think X person can hang in this group when it comes to the ability to like rap and stuff. And I was like very hell bent on the opposite of that. I'm like, nah, bro, this joint sounds fire with this person on it, and I need you to know this mug is about to be crazy. And then the person was like, nah, like, not gonna happen. And I'm like, bro, I need you to take your bias out of this situation right now, and I need you to look at this. I need you to look at this objectively, and this is gonna pop. And I promise you it is, because I know a hit. If anybody knows a hit, I know a hit. I'm like, bro, it's gonna be a hit. And it took me like 2 weeks of like chiseling away to like convince this person, like, yo, this is gonna be a hit. And then finally that person was like, all right, like, let's get it. And we got it, and lo and behold, it's a hit.
Oh, that joint go, bro.
So, and I'm that's only the first single. I'm thinking we're dropping like another single off of it, but I mean, we have most of the songs done. Yeah. It's just I got to put my parts. We got to put the story together. Like the heartbeat of the project isn't there yet. Like the nerve, like the bones are, the muscles are, the nerves are there, but we got to put the soul and the skin and the stuff on it before we get there.
So let me ask you this. So besides the music itself, because the sound is obviously a common thread.
Yeah.
Is there a common thread with the content as well? Like, do you feel that?
Yeah. So,
and how do you navigate that with working with so many artists on a project like this?
So we don't do like a theme. There's no theme. There's no like, yo, we need to just stick to this, man. Like, because there's some people that work
only talk about salvation. We only want to talk about getting saved in the bodega.
Yeah, I don't limit people like that in that way. So when we create, I kind of just tell people like the vision, and let them go from there. And sometimes I won't even tell them anything. I just be like, hey, what do you think about this? You like this? Do something to it, and let me know what you like. There's no rules. Let me just hear it. Because I want to see the unfiltered creativity that they come up with. And that's what happened with Bodega. And by the grace of God and the Holy Spirit, like, everybody was on one accord.
Yep.
Everything fit perfectly together.
Yep.
And that's by God alone. So I'm like, oh, okay, like, that was meant to be. I want this to also be meant to be. So I want things to connect. I don't want to just throw things together because that was a success. So because this is the follow-up to it, it'll automatically be successful. I'm like, no, I want to really harp on, like, making this the best thing possible. So I didn't give people a theme. It's just more so like Bodega is a universe, like it's a world to step into, and it's where people can come and feel free and creatively, just more loose instead of so tense. Not only with ability, but also creativity, like just giving people like that platform of not just, yo, I can rap. Like, it's so much more than that. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's way more than I have the ability to rap. Like, Bodega wasn't successful because there was good rappers on it. You know what I'm saying?
No, I mean, bro, like, I felt like that mug fit together like a glove, dog.
It was fire.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was super dope.
Yeah. I think for me, man, I'm just glad that there's room and space for that kind of music.
Oh, 100%.
In the
100%.
scene. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, all right, man. I know another thing you're really excited about. You got this big tour with Dude Perfect coming up, man. Overseas.
Man. Yeah, bro.
Talk about that, man.
Man, it'll be my first time overseas.
Yeah.
Which
and you
is
set
crazy.
a goal for that at the beginning of the year.
Well, that's been my goal for like the last 3 years, bro. Because I fast in the beginning of the year.
Yeah.
And those
you hit that Daniel fast, brother?
Oh yeah. Sometimes I do adjust it sometimes so I can like work out and stuff. But
sure.
Yeah, I fast every beginning of the year, and that's been something I've been fasting about.
Fasted in the Bodega. Hey, bro, that
legit,
takes discipline right
legit,
there.
Bro. Legit.
That's discipline.
And yeah, bro, it's my first overseas joint, so it's just like very jarring in a good way. And man, it's very exciting too. Like, it's exciting to know that I fit into these plans with these people that have nothing to do with Christian music. It's like, that's like one thing I love about what I do is like, there's so many people that, I don't say this is not a shade thing, but it's like there's so many people in our space that they want to be big in CHH. Mm-hmm. I don't want to be big in CHH. I don't really want to be big at all, but I just want to do the things that God called me to do. And I know that that's just not here.
Yeah,
there's a ceiling here, and I'm past that ceiling.
Yeah,
I'm not saying that in a cocky way, but I'm saying like there's more things than just what's in front of me or what's been presented to me.
I think DJs are uniquely gifted to be able to do that. Like you mentioned, why 100%. Not, right? Like,
yeah.
Why not say the Choir to Fire Battle Cry? It's 20,000 people there.
Yep.
Right? And it's just like, some of them are Christians, some of them aren't Christians.
Yep.
But it's just like, he was the musical thread for the whole situation.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
Like, you talk about like sporting events. Somebody like DJ Mosky, right?
Yeah,
like,
Mosky's fire.
It's like,
we're everywhere.
Everywhere, bro. He has the ability to do that. Like,
yeah.
I probably didn't talk about this as much as I should have. But like, bro, for years, my show was airing on mainstream radio stations.
Yeah.
But it's like the DJ is that thread that can move.
Double-edged sword.
Bro, because it's like the ear for music, and good music is good music.
Yep, facts.
And it's like we know how to deliver it. So
100%.
It doesn't surprise me, bro. Like, it doesn't.
I love it. I mean, I feel like a lot of people don't understand what goes into it and how we're able to kind of do different things. Because like I said, I be seeing all these newer artists and newer DJs pop out, and they're so gifted, bro. And I'm just like, man, don't limit yourself to just this. I promise you, there's more than this. Yep. If they feel called to just this, that's different. But I'm like, if you think that this is all there is, I promise you, there's way more than you think. And I feel like a lot of people don't understand that. Like, they think if they go outside of that, then they're wrong, or it's not, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's not lit, or, oh, I shouldn't be doing this. And it's like, no, bro.
I think the fear for some of them is if they go outside of it, they will lose who they are. They'll lose their integrity.
Yeah.
I think the key is, right, like, and I think this is your gift.
Yeah.
You are fully committed to being who you are at all times.
Yeah.
So if you're at Dude Perfect, if you're at the Dove Awards, if you're at Glory Nights, if you're making Bodega, it's the same Mykael V experience all the way through.
Yeah.
It's just a different audience in front of you.
100%.
You know, I think that's what people struggle with, a lot of creatives.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that's something that I thrive in. Like, because when people catch me being 100% me, I'm that in every room. Yeah. I never adjust myself.
Yeah.
So what I mean by this is like I'm authentically me, and I don't never have to put on anything to be in these rooms. Like the people that are in these rooms with me, like a Dude Perfect or like a John Crist or a Trey Kennedy or a corporate event or whatever, I'm fully me. But it's like I'm me in those spaces. Like I don't have to adjust in that way because I'm fully myself. I don't have to put on a mask or a face or act a certain way. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I don't act Christian. I act what is the overflow of what I'm doing. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't act one way. I don't act one way in one room and then different in another. It's like, nah, I consistently act the same in every room.
Yeah. Yeah. Where does that come from for you, man? Because I think, like, I'm gonna
be real with you,
bro. We talk with a lot of creatives, man. Yeah. I need you to free somebody right now, bro. Like, where does that come from?
I'm gonna be real with you, bro. Because there's people that are like, here's what I mean by it. Like, I'm authentically myself. Like, there's people that I've seen bite the dust because of either their sin or the things they keep in the closet, or they're a slave to the idea of what people think of them. And I'm like, bro, I tell all my friends, and my friends know this, like, I will always fully be myself, even if it makes people uncomfortable. Because then, God forbid, something happens or something happens, like, where it's a way, like, yo, like, this just came out about Mykael. Like, oh, we knew that. Yeah. Like, I live in a very transparent, open way. So then I don't ever feel like I have to hide or I'm an imposter in any room that I go into because I'm fully myself. And there can never be anybody to be like, yo, Mykael acted like this. But when he was over here, he was doing this. It's like Mykael acts like this across the board.
Across the board.
You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not hiding. I'm not adjusting. I'm like, no, even if it makes people uncomfortable, I'm going to fully be myself. Because God forbid something happens where it's like, yo, like this comes out or something happens or somebody says something crazy. It's like, oh yeah, it's like Mykael's been fully transparent, fully vulnerable, fully himself. We know this. Like there's no surprises. I think that's what, when it comes to like all that stuff that like the Carl Lentzes and things of that. And I'm not saying I'm doing that, but I'm saying like those level of things, I think those would be a lot less drastic if those things came out right. And then the church and the people that are around these people are like, oh yeah, we've been walking through this with this person for a couple months now. We've already known about this. This isn't a surprise to us. Like, you know what I'm saying? I think people would receive that different as opposed to everybody being like, I didn't know this. Right. Even in their even in their community. Right. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, oh, nah, like
best friend didn't know.
Yeah, like no, but it's like if you have people in your life and you live a transparent life in prayer and before God and before your community and before these things, and even before like just people in rooms, like when I talk and I say certain things, like it throws people back a little bit, but it's like I act like that everywhere. Yeah. So then you can never be like, yo, Mykael was acting mad Christian in this room, but over here he's not acting like that. It's like, no, my brother, I act like that across the board.
Yes, I will smack you in your face
in front of whoever and not feel bad. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's funny though, but really like that. Really like that's what it is. Like I feel like if you are authentically yourself and who God has asked you and called you to be, there's no reason for you to have to adjust or to have to shrink down or chisel away things that are you to fit into a box or a room or a thing. Obviously, wisdom comes into play. But it's like you shouldn't. What I'm trying to say is you shouldn't conform to the place that you're in. That place should conform to you.
Yeah.
In the sense of like rooms and things, and you shouldn't like if I'm around these like country white millionaire dudes, I'm not gonna start acting white. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna keep being me, and if they rock with me, they rock with me. If they don't, they don't. You know what I'm saying? But that's why those people in those rooms rock with me because I'm me. I don't adjust myself around them. They're like, oh, you're real. Like, you're not trying to do a thing. Like, that's why we love you, because you're going to authentically be yourself. And I think a lot of people try to, like, look and act the part or try to, like, look at this thing that they should be and try to get to that point. And I'm like, nah, bro, you could be you. It's okay. That's the whole point. I think a lot of people don't understand, like, when it comes to the way we walk this Christian life, we're not supposed to be perfect or look put together. Like, we're supposed to look like we're on a journey because we are. It's okay. I think that's something, like, back in the day, like, in the era we was talking about earlier, like, I think that's something that wasn't really presented.
Yeah. Be a super Christian,
yeah,
bro.
like, that wasn't really presented.
Yeah.
And I feel like a lot of people in that era would have been freed had they had the permission to be like, yo, you can be yourself, bro. It's okay.
I want to run this theory by you. I was actually talking to my mom about this literally this morning on my drive here.
Yeah.
Right? And one of the things I told her, I said, I think in this era, people would be more forgiving if they saw public repentance.
100%.
Right?
100%.
Like, we were talking about a pastor who had fallen.
Yeah.
And he never repented.
Publicly. Or I don't know that person, but that's like, actually very that's a very sad.
It is.
That's very sad.
It is.
And very hurt. Like, pride got you by the nuts.
It is.
That's crazy. Like, that you would not even be like, yo.
I told my mom, I said, I think in this era, I think if he would have repented, repaired things.
Yeah.
I'm not saying things go back to normal.
No, but at least you have some respect.
You have a different level of respect with people.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
I know. I agree with that. I always say, like, but that's some of, like, I be seeing stuff like with all these. There's so many scandals that have come out within our space and out of our space, or just with Christians in general, where everybody's trying to save face.
Yeah.
So they put out a statement where it's like not really. They don't want to really say sorry, but they're like, or even like the Diddy apology, like, bro, like, just like, I'm not talking about Diddy specifically, but I'm talking about people in general.
Yeah.
Like, if you do something wrong and you get caught, bro, take the L.
Yeah.
Take it to the chin, be like, yo, you know what? I effed up. I apologize. I'm working on myself. Some people are gonna be like, yo, thank you. Other people aren't gonna. They don't care if you cry or like you could admit to anything. Like, there's some people that will be hell bent on not caring about you in that way.
Sure.
And there's other people that will respect you. But I think you shouldn't even do it for people. You should be like, hey, like, that's what the Bible talks about. Hey, you know what? I effed up. That's my fault. Like, I should have not done X, Y, Z.
Yep.
That's on me.
Yep.
Take full responsibility. Yo, like, I made the wrong choice. I made the misstep. I'm going to do what's right to reconcile that. I'm sorry, y'all. Yeah. The fact that some people can't do that, it hurts my heart, bro. Because I'm like, man, like, you're missing a part of freedom on the other side of that, of you just taking that little bit of hurt and like shame or embarrassment of admitting something. Like, there's freedom on the other side of that. Like, I hope people know that. Like, when you openly admit stuff, like, where it's like, yo, like, I've been, like, I've effed up, or I've, you know what I'm saying? Like, people, there's freedom on the other side of that. Yeah. But a lot of people don't see that because because shame or guilt has them blinded. Like, yo, I can't. There's no way. Like, if I say this, then I look weak. Yes, my brother, that is the Christian faith.
That's the whole point.
That is the Christian faith, and I promise you
are weak.
Exactly. Like, the moment that you admit that you like you are weak,
it's good.
That is the biggest.
It's good.
Like, that is the biggest time that you are exercising what the gospel looks like. Not when you try to act perfect.
Yeah.
When you try to act all prim and proper, you're not that you're not, but I'm going to say you're not for the simple, like, for the conversation, but you're not exemplifying the gospel. You're exemplifying the gospel most when you're like, hey, I'm weak. I am not able. God is, and and because I'm weak, forgive me. Allow my life and my weakness point back to God. Mm-hmm. People can't do that, and it's very unfortunate that they can't do that because of guilt, shame, pride, whatever. It's very unfortunate.
Man, I thought of this. I wasn't going down this line of questioning, thinking about this, but I know you. I mean, you toured with John Crist, right? And he went through kind of a thing at one point.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
And obviously, like, he's back, he's restored.
Amen.
I mean, his story is. I was listening to him on what was he on? Carrie Newhoff.
Yeah.
I was like, bro.
He was crying and stuff. It was crazy,
bro.
It was crazy,
bro.
It's powerful, bro. It's powerful if you choose to listen. There's some people that have that write them off. Like that whole season was crazy because it's like that's when I was still young, so I was in my defensive bag because there was people that was talking crazy.
Oh, I know.
People talking so crazy, and
I was praying for you, bro.
Yeah, because it was like
I remember. Correct me if I'm wrong if I have my facts right.
No, you good.
I remember y'all were about to leave to go on tour.
Yeah.
I feel like you were in Nashville.
It happened the day we were supposed to leave for tour.
Yes.
And the tour got canceled and everything. It was crazy. It was nuts. It was so crazy.
Yeah. I remember texting you just trying to encourage you.
Yeah.
And I was just like, I probably don't even have anywhere near the words that this dude needs to hear right now.
Yeah.
Because there's so much.
Rough.
It's like
it was rough. It was rough.
This is my dude I look up to.
Yeah.
Who's taking me on the road with them.
Yeah.
All whatever financial plans I had with this money is out the window.
Yep.
Like there's that part of it. You know what I mean?
People don't understand that, but I at the point of the severity of the situation, I didn't even care about that, bro.
Sure.
It sucked. Don't get me wrong. Like when I first got the news, I'm like, damn, bro, this sucks. Like, because I'm a full-time DJ.
Yeah.
I don't have a job on the side. Like, I do DJing full-time.
Yeah.
And I'm like, damn, bro, this is gonna take a big chunk of change out of my pocket. You know what I'm saying? But we all reconciled with that situation personally. But when that happened, I immediately was like, I need to be with him. Like I need to physically to be, because that was rough, bro. That was a rough time. Like, and I remember getting the news and then the news dropping and people were just coming out of the left field saying crazy stuff, like stuff that's not true, but it'll be believable because it's like in the same vein. And it's like I can't even fully defend everything because I'm like, well, if you defend it, then you look like, you know what I'm saying? Like it's such a delicate thing.
Oh, people think you complicit. They he was scheming with them.
Bro, there was people that hit me up. They were like, "Yo, like, did you know?" And I'm like, I didn't even answer them. I'm like, come on, bro. And then there's people that were my friends, like I'm talking about my very close friends, and they were like, "Yo, is it true that this person did X, Y, Z?" And it was something off the wall stuff, and I'm like, the fact that you would really believe that is shocking to me.
Yeah.
Like, but that whole time was crazy. But when it happened, I remember going straight to his house, and bro, he cried in my lap, bro. Like he was a grown man, 30-something years old.
Yeah.
I was like 25, 26.
Yeah.
Grown man crying in my lap, bro. Just fear, shame, and guilt.
And he probably felt horrible.
He felt terrible, bro. He felt terrible. And it's like, but being exposed on that level as well. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, bro, like what? Like not people that don't even know you from a hole in the wall are calling you all types of things. Like are saying this about your character. I don't know you. Like, and it was extremely unfortunate. But it's crazy because I was on his podcast like 3 weeks ago. Yeah. And I told him this on the podcast, and I was just like, man, like seeing what happened to you and where you are now shows me that God restores and that God is really there. Like, and he went quiet because he didn't know what to say because it was like. I'm like, bro, like, because I remember him just being there, like, just torn apart. And I'm like, hey, bro, like, this is unfortunate, and you got to work on what you got to work on. But I need you to know, I told him this. I remember this clear as day. We was on top of his roof with the bonfire going, and he was crying his eyes. I was with his parents, and we were praying for him. And I was like, bro, what I'm about to say, you might get mad at me for saying it now.
Bishop Mykael V, come on.
But when you get past this, you're going to see it. But I'm like, bro, God did this because God loves you. And I say that not to like, I'm like, bro, you're going to look back at this and be like, yo, God, thank you for doing that at that time, because if you didn't, I would have lost myself. I feel like God is doing this to shake you up, and I'm glad that he did, because if he didn't love you. And I'm like, hey, bro, this sucks. And it feels like it hurts because there was so much expectation, so much money, so much things that you feel like it was yours and you needed that God is in this moment taking away, but he's taking it away because he loves you. And if he didn't love you, he wouldn't do it. And you're not going to understand it now, It's gonna hurt right now. You're gonna look at me and be like, "Yo, f you, Mykael, you're wilding." But I'm like, when you get healed, like when you heal, when you're by yourself, and you finally get sober minded about like the situation, you're gonna see that God was with you and walking with you, and God loves you through that situation. And lo and behold, to this day, he'll be like, "Man, like what you said was real. Like I'm glad that happened." And I'm like, "I'm glad it happened too, bro." Like, you know what I'm saying? Like would you have rather done all these arenas and lost your soul, like literally, and been knee deep in sin and like just like, you know what I'm saying, like just living a lifestyle that's not conducive to what God needs you to do? Or would you have, you know what I'm saying, taken a slap on the wrist and become a better human, a healed man, more like just stand up person when it comes to your career and stuff like that? And he was like, "Nah, I agree." So it was just a crazy time, but it was very fruitful, very fruitful.
I'm gonna be real with you, bro. I wasn't sure he was coming back, and this is somebody who doesn't know him. I don't know him. Like I just
like his
follow
career.
Him. I've never met
or
him.
Like him personally.
I think both. Like because you hear and you see all this stuff that people are saying, you don't know what's true. And it's just like I've been around this long enough. The last thing I wanted to do was hit you and say, "Yo, is this like," you know what I mean?
Because so many people did
I know
that,
they did.
So many people did that, and it hurt. It hurt me reading
I know
that. Or like people will crack jokes or say stuff, and I'm just like, man, you suck.
The other thing I wasn't sure about, and this is probably more, I wasn't sure if people were going to let him come back. You see what I'm saying? Because it's like, I know he's been like, you know, he was very self-sufficient, very entrepreneurial. Like he had a strong brand, but there's still, I don't care how big you get.
No, for sure.
There's still,
if you're in the Christian space, there's But I think that's a part of the reason why he has come back, because he's like, I'm just not gonna be in that space no more.
Come on, man.
Because it's just like, which I respect. I respect. I'm like, hey, bro, like, given what happened, I actually don't think you should. Like, I think, you know what I'm saying, out of respect for everybody and just, you know what I'm saying, like where we're at, I think that's not even, it's not even the wise thing to do. So it's like the fact that he came back and he was like, "Yo, I've healed. I'm healing and have healed from these things, and I'm just gonna do what I've been doing, but just not to that specific audience, and I'm gonna just let it. Whatever happens." And he's still successful. It's like, all right, cool. Like God allowed you to have those things restored to you by His grace. But it's like when you look at stuff like that, you don't know, because Christians are some of the most unforgiving people, low key. So it's just like when stuff like that happens, and then like that's what I mean by earlier, when it's like, even if you repent, like there's just some people that are hell bent on, I don't care, but I want you to die. Like I don't, like there's just some people that just don't care. You know what I'm saying? Like even with that, it's like if you're still able to persevere and still know that God has called you to something, or that you should keep doing this, like you have to ignore those kind of comments and stuff like that. Yeah,
you have to, because if you don't, it'll literally kill you, bro.
100%. There's people that kill themselves for that stuff. You know what I'm saying? Not in the crib, but in the world. You know what I'm saying? Like it's all that, all the flack he received. I'm like, bro, I can't even imagine having to deal with that, because that's a lot. It's a lot. But
all right, man. So I want to give you this chance to talk about this. Like, you know, we kind of talk. You got Bodega 2 coming out. Smoke Fest coming up. The international tour. 5 years from now, where you see yourself?
Man, that's crazy you asked me that, because I was, again, talking to Alex and some of my friends where I'm just
I had your car bugged, bro. Like
I believe it. But it's crazy you say that, because it's like, I don't know. So what I mean by that is like, I'm 29. I'm still young. Very, very young. But I'm just like, man, like, I'm a full-time DJ. What does that look like for me? Like, moving forward, like, whenever I get married, like, what does that look like when I have kids? Like, what is that, how much, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's like, I don't know. Like, I ask God often. I'm like, hey, God, like, I don't know where you're going to take me, but I pray it's somewhere, like, crazy. Because don't get me wrong, I make amazing money by the grace of God, all the opportunities that I have. But I'm like, one day these things are going to run out, or these things are going to stop. They're not going to be around forever. So it's just like, where do I go from here type thing? I have a very, like, I have a scarcity mindset. So it's like when something is like, even I could be in the midst of something great, I'm like, this is going to end soon. I need to figure out the next thing.
Yeah.
So sometimes I don't enjoy being in the moment because I'm thinking about that. Like, yo, where am I gonna be in 5 years, bro? Like, do I want to keep DJing when I'm 34? Do I want to keep traveling as much as I am? Am I going to be in demand like that? Like, where do I pivot? Like, you know what I'm saying? I think about that often. I don't know. It's a scary thought, but it's like a thought that I think about often. I ask God to help me navigate because I do want to keep DJing. You know what I'm saying? I do want to keep DJing at 30, 34. But it's like, for me, I'm like, yo, do perfect. Yo, this is crazy. Where do I go from here? Like, this is such a apex. You know what I'm saying? Where I go from here. And it's like, what if I don't go anywhere from there? You know what I'm saying? Like, what if that is as good as it's going to get? Am I okay with that? You know what I'm saying? So it's just more so, I don't know what's going to happen in 5 years, but I want to work on being content wherever that is that I am in 5 years.
I'm going to say this to you, bro. There's a lot more places you can go.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, you talk about this very openly, like wanting to do some things with the WWE.
Bro, I be trying, bro.
Yeah,
but
I mean,
you got your right hand.
But I think there's a lot of stuff in sports. Like, I do music at the Durham Bulls. Like, it's one of the bigger minor league baseball teams. Like, it's probably the most popular minor league team.
Yeah.
I never really envisioned that, right? Yeah. But I also never saw myself living in Raleigh, North Carolina. And you know what I mean? It's just like, I think sometimes, man, like, opportunities just, they present themselves, and you'll be amazed at the skills that you have developed because of all your years of doing this stuff, bro. So I don't think it's going to run out. I mean, look, bro, how old Jazzy Jeff, bro? He's still...
Nah, for sure. That's just a different... That's different. But that's what I mean by, like...
It is, but it ain't, though.
That's what I mean by, like...
It is, but it ain't.
Talking about people, like, other DJs in our space, I'm like, yo, CHH can't be it. That can't be the ceiling for you.
Let me say this to you, bro. I think if you limit yourself to just doing tours, at some point that might run out.
100%.
It's one of the reasons I've never DJ'd a tour, like all these years.
Yeah.
And God specifically told me not to, and there's no knock to anybody that does that.
Yeah.
But it's like I couldn't build something like long lasting at that time. It's a different era now.
Yeah.
At that time, if I toured, I had the opportunity. There's a bunch of people that at different points was like, yo, but it was just, you know what I mean? So I think, man, like this is definitely a different era. I mean, look, bro, like you can make music. Like, think about this. If you weren't on the road, how much music could you make? And I'm not telling you to get off the road.
No. I know what you mean, though.
But you know what I'm saying? It's like part of why it probably takes you the time it takes you to put these projects out. Bro, your touring schedule crazy.
Yeah.
So it's like you going from sound check, you working out, then you texting this artist, let me get with 95, get this beat. Like, bro, that's a lot.
Then you know my schedule.
Hey, bro, I know.
You know my schedule.
I know, man. I've been down here a little bit, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
nah, you're right.
Yeah. So that's good money, bro. I need to say this, man. I've told you this privately. I need to say this publicly. I'm so happy for where you are taking DJing in this space, bro.
Man, that is
like seriously
very humbling, bro.
Seriously, I've said it privately to you, text you at different times, shared it, but like, bro, like, it just warms my heart that it's just like there's other generations that's taking this thing truthfully further than we took it.
Yeah. Like,
honestly, bro, like, you know, you do perfect, John Crist, no big deal, Lecrae, like that's crazy.
Yeah.
Like the people in my generation, me, DJ Official, Promote, man, we ain't, you know, Promote took it to, he started rocking with Prop.
Yeah.
Lecrae, you know what I mean? Like that was different at that point.
Yeah.
And it's, I mean, bro, you taking it places, man. So
man, thank you so much, bro.
Keep rocking.
Thank you, man.
29, I was just getting started at 29, bro.
Man, that's encouraging, bro.
Yeah. You done had a whole career at 29. You about to get your jersey retired like 6 times like Kobe, bro.
Man, I don't know how to react, man. I really, that's humbling, bro, for real.
Hey, man, appreciate you, bro, for real.
Man, love you, bro. Love you a lot.
Thanks for tapping in, family. Please consider joining our Patreon community. You'll be the first to know when we drop new content. Your support on Patreon really helps us continue to make this content and not have to rely on things like the YouTube algorithm, which can be extremely fickle. So we really appreciate you tapping in and joining us over on Patreon. The link is below. You can click it. We have a bunch of different tiers, a lot of really cool bonus features that you get depending on what tier you join. And you can basically decide to join at whatever level is comfortable for you. As always, thank you so much for your support, and I'll check you guys next video.